Television in the 1980s was no stranger to oddball experiments, shows with talking cars, alien houseguests, and time-traveling teenagers. But Madam's Place, a late-night sitcom featuring a sharp-tongued puppet hostess and her chaotic entourage, may be one of the strangest and most forgotten entries in the era's eclectic lineup. Created by puppeteer and performer Wayland Flowers, the show was bold, brash, and unabashedly adult, pushing boundaries in ways that even today's comedies rarely attempt. A puppet born from cabaret, not children's TV. Unlike Kermit or Big Bird, Madam wasn't born for the classroom or the nursery. She originated in the smoky, camp-fueled world of gay bars and off-Broadway stages, where Wayland Flowers honed her persona, a mix of old Hollywood glamour, Bette Davis bite, and after-dark cabaret sass. Dressed in elegant gowns, armed with razor-sharp comebacks, and never shy about her love life, Madam was a caricature of fading stardom and an icon of unfiltered wit. Flowers didn't operate as a ventriloquist. He performed visibly behind or beside Madam, delivering her lines with theatrical flair. Audiences quickly accepted the illusion. Whether cracking jokes on Hollywood squares or roasting celebrities on talk shows, Madam felt real, even as her wooden face froze in a permanent look of mischief. The sitcom nobody saw coming. In 1982, Madam's Place premiered as a syndicated sitcom, airing late at night when most puppet shows were fast asleep. Set in Madam's Beverly Hills mansion, where she hosted a fictional talk show, the series blended celebrity guest appearances with surreal B-plots, CIA missions, ghostly hauntings, and reality-breaking antics that would later feel right at home in 30 Rock or BoJack Horseman. Surrounding Madam was a cast of eccentric characters: her butler Pinkerton, Johnny Hamer, Secretary Bernadette, Susan Tolsky, and an 11-year-old neighbor, Buzzy, played by a pre-Goonies Corey Feldman. While Feldman loved working with Flowers, concerns about the show's mature themes eventually led to his departure. After all, Madam's Place wasn't aimed at children. It was something closer to Dynasty by way of The Muppet Show, with a heavy dose of innuendo. Technically groundbreaking, creatively unhinged. Behind the scenes, the show was a physical and creative feat. Flowers contorted his body behind furniture and set pieces to make Madam move fluidly across camera frames. Her design was both glamorous and grotesque, capturing the essence of an aging diva with an ageless libido. Despite Flowers' immense strain bringing her to life, he infused every line with conviction. Madam flirted, snarled, and delivered punchlines as though she'd been alive for decades. Though Madam's Place only ran officially for one season, the number of episodes is still debated. The series was sometimes re-edited into hour-long formats for syndication, with records made murky by inconsistent distribution. By 1983, it had quietly vanished from television, unable to compete with more traditional programming. Wayland Flowers passed away in 1988, and with him, Madam's chaotic reign largely ended, though not forever. Ahead of her time, and ours. In an era before Married with Children, The Simpsons, or South Park, Madam was already saying the unsayable. Where Archie Bunker barked outdated opinions, Madam purred double entendres and weaponized charm. Her jokes were raunchy, her demeanor unapologetic. And unlike other puppet icons, she wasn't trying to be wholesome. She was trying to be heard. Puppets like the Dinosaurs Family and the Muppets later proved that felt and foam could carry weighty satire. But Madam's Place was among the first to bridge the gap between drag queen cabaret and mainstream sitcom. She wasn't just funny. She was subversive, an aging starlet in miniature, clawing her way onto the stage and making it hers. The cult following lives on. Though long absent from rerun schedules, Madam never entirely faded away. She reappeared in the 90s on nostalgia programs, resurfaced in YouTube uploads of old episodes, and even starred in a 2022 holiday special titled Madam's Face for Radio, Holiday Hootenanny. One of her original puppets was recently valued on Antiques Roadshow for over $15,000, a small price for a piece of TV history that once scandalized late-night syndication. Yet despite these brief revivals, Madam's Place remains largely unknown to modern audiences. That's a shame, Because in an age when nostalgia dominates streaming services and cult favorites are constantly being rebooted, Madam could make a magnificent comeback. Imagine her on a platform like Netflix or Max, skewering celebrity culture, hosting drag stars, and throwing shade like only a puppet born from cabaret can. More than a punchline, Madam wasn't just a punchline in a feather boa. She was a reminder that comedy doesn't have to be clean to be clever, and that subversion can be delivered with style, sass, and sequence. Her place in TV history might be under the radar, but it's far from irrelevant. Madam's place deserves more than to be a trivia footnote or a nostalgic YouTube oddity. It deserves a curtain call, a standing ovation, and maybe, just maybe, a late-night slot where a new generation can experience the puppet who did everything your favorite sitcom stars were too scared to try.